In fact, the only particular a year, Maka Abontia, Missy Minimum Penny, Adrian, his handling of the managers of our economy. And then Mekano over a year ago. Change is good for governance. Reshuffling, changing.
No, but according to him,
because football coaches, even when your team is doing well, you demand more. Party never are buying, but it's always the president's government.
And the NPP between you move from saying another, but NPP.
It is not an. It is the president's government, and I say kind of credit.
I was on for more Kwaba. When him say hit Nina no Edina NPP amanyo kunum. Say say a gang of 8 or 9 against 1, and they one story whether I say you true, say you true. We are not twin China, and also no. Or shall I say the 1 won against the 8 if we are to go by Senay and Okra. If we say the come here and say Abano, Ombe Metis baby money say I am Shishiaba. And I may say I made him come on every single train crack balloting Becoso. Near say balloting number 6 and also no Avian and Chimura. And then I'm so my failure time was one, as I said, ye desire and come away. Yura. Kwabina AGYAPONG and any komo. And I say AGYAPONG for no, there's some more hard dream pa ewo more press and Bukra Franca mupa AGYAPONG for no.
Kofi entisa say what can send you higher SMA.
The makani be so no credit.
Seminya konye bi na michire. Okay, because sir use of the word gang no cry. Bruni Becker say very derogatory. Okay. Because any bibi etisa. We say on the national scale, it will be a friend of IPAC. Say all the interested parties in the electoral commission. Omo transiting kumo. Share papa sana be aba electoral process no. Sana na ye. So now I'm say omo impression ni and na say bia inu ba kwa kan radio so na television so bia wan chire mu ye. The ye kan say constitution eche niema bi say ye bro enuma ye beto bibi e friend super delegates conference a special electoral college ntine ye adwemu ne enti ase no say ye hwe experience ye in 2014 time ye koto no wo the 10 regional capitals that time na 10 ubehwe na regional chairman bi abie na no me pese me hu esimesi a otoma we and some people got victimized binom ye can share because regional chairman and obitimi hu say esimesi tuma candidate we and I want to nsa okay tina ye no mo bi feel say kura akoye 16 regions in there e be even more serious because some of the regions no omo north to say northeast 6 constituencies yes, over here, Nipa, Beto Aban, Omunu 30. The same applies with Ahafu, somewhere 27. Oko Sefiwi also, Western North, and Uti. So, Ekobana sa, na Nipa kakre bi na to Abana. Nesi ya nhwen hihye ni ya. Obi betime hu say, we even ye counter balance because and no so ntino. So when I to festa. Na obi betimi ehun se bia when I to ma we
say they better to no.
That's right.
Because okay when they can
to electoral officer no beti.
Okay.
Or T first one serial numbers they call from one going or T no the ma na wo koto. So them show. Nti ye na say ye display na ye count no. Obi betimi ehun say number 1 no. Esumesi na to ye or to ma we ya na say one to ma we. Saa de nti ne ye mu bi ye feel say. Twam no pam no. Ye do mu nyina ba faako na nipa na 100 ni nyina ba faako na say ye to aba na at a central location ebeboa emma obi hu say me MP ni matoma ma esimesi ana obentin e san hihye we a e adwempa na ye de ye so no ye ntwa vice president enja me a make say me send no text message
oh say o meka wona mu nyina
ma me adina ye no me ka say na adwen fa ho sen.
Okay.
So, me send the command all the aspirants. Say enema mienu na adwen ho. One, to centralize the election. No crese na me na me General Secretary 2014. Ye no in the regional capitals. Nanso bibia wo ye bia no usua, you learn lessons from it. Yes, I think the way elections were Ghana 1992. Yeah, the same elections ye NCC. Into untimi nka say because 2014 ye na santimi ensesa. Say you feel say enema yesua free mu ade a be ha adwene a. Ne wo ha na regional chairman bi on national radio. Kasi obehwehwe nipa ababa ko bi free mu ko di ba bi. Sa na epe no politics.
Na ke say no a sa adwenche na nkoba so no. Na eba be hu sa nyema ne bi.
Ebetima possible. But we are still engaging with the elections committee of the party. So, and then the electoral commission say a kwan on be fa so a say a secret ballot enye truly secret.
Okay.
So bet obi o ha obekwa akoto aba na wasan pagya na o de akire. Wrong. So, nti oman no pepeye propriety. Ade a ehia me pa. Eno titru nti na me kosa akon. Say ye de niema betoto kwam wo ye man mu Ghana ha. Na ye be ye niema kwampa so. Elections there, ubetimi awene ana ubetimi alusu. Nti nya no na ehia me kese. The ehia me say the difficult arguments are I say niema I say ye kan ho asem a ha oman no. Eno si true na da makoma so. Me de me ho aba afore. Sa na etimi ye mpensempensemu a kire ya dwene. Because me dem afem no yakoba ne say politics yenim say o kan twi mo say aman yosem yes sir ye oman ye na yakɔhye Ghana fo dodro na trim say politics yakɔ say adidie bi obi kan say no contribution
no chop
na che say wo ba aban mu a ukodidi
there be wo mo contractor for ne financiers a wo tax no o contributing
wrong
o mo so fee say
na nya na ye hye politics ye mrante a Yeswa in 1991 ye di ho bo afore say ye pese kabi mameka bi amamo tintim Ghana. Yes adwen no na ho. Empanimfo so ye beto wo mo susu no say BJ Darocha na dubu ahen nom ne meche say Steven Kreku nom ne ade. Omo de ho bo afore ebi no ton ye dan e de bo ase ye nchichire party. Enti ye sa suban no na ewe mo. Sa kwankire no so na mpese me di ja enchiri ma. It is very important to bequeath to the generations na urban. Those values. Intimation, ushe me post as well. Me will be a friend of triple S doctrine. S miensa, bako service, sacrifice, and a selflessness. Service obe sum uko na odi asum o mine. Sacrifice o do be boa for re. And a selflessness say wunye person minkum say bibi si onum kwa betimi yidi ama say bi obi a onibi. And no na say politics ne fapen.
But mama share campaign ni nyina mu no. It looks like Branda were creative for herself and say abanye was we oto emane wo.
Ntisa. In fact the only particular a year maka abonten am say me mampani nye adwen his handling of the managers of our economy. And then we can be over a year ago. Say me share economy baby and any the loss of confidence and not air basis in no say be abrofo ne woman na investing in securities or Ghana has omo sika. In economic management, you will be you cannot put your finger on it. Unquantifiable. And only business confidence. And only put a value on it, but very important. It means you have to take action on those who are in charge of the economy. Okay. And the minimum penny make us say, come on, your best friend. Sata make us let's see the year 7 cities to $1, and they could do say. And no credit, na say ye can organa economy near Matuchima and found so your NPP ni, so your NDC ni, so your CPP ni. It affects everyone. And who here say you can't no credit. And Messusumi Obi am a person you create a new politician. To show the theme of my campaign, me say I want us to usher in a new dawn.
Okay, new dawn. It means oh they are the forefront eba.
And no credit.
But won't mean far the forefront. A brother down there or no seen to us. Enti what ban ye
there may person me children say. we share 30 years of politics about my man. You sue any a buy. And near my acos. See a becker who no crab baby age nay. And your baby and a way I dream see bigger. A hanya ka uncle that I am a for any MCC I may know say. After 30 years plus of democratic rule, where we are today, where we find ourselves, nye and no na envisions any bell. Te drew a BSC a dear hono cray. Na ye who say, if we are see, you have to cut your coat according to the size of cloth I wore. Ni tree can heading, but don't live beyond your means. Some of them shall say, Bibi, because we are bem, na me feel say, and yena me can. Eh, say me can because me a gun and me sign a party ni. Na so one here, they are buying no bay no, and on the bear affected your party no chances.
Oh, so far,
a buying any party, and ya the crop. Me person me mama
no
and ya at the crop.
NPP for
a buying
flag bearer and what by your man.
But it is a ofriemu a buying a party na wo a buying, but it's always the president's government.
And the NPP between you more free and another the way, but NPP
it is not an it is the president's government and as a kind of credit for administration, Akufo-Addo administration, Mills administration.
So we number my government, my administration, but it is the party.
There be yes all the suborno at the anti-cromana members of parliament close to 90 kase omo they are disready atuman penien is a combina konye bibi ma. So he took a
finance minister.
Yeah, he took a position said, oh, he will not listen to that. So be as to mean sir. I think that they here are see a can or Ghana. Say BB Koswa. Idea essay on my kese. Any extremely partisan politics. Me NPP ni, me NDC ni nti say idea be Koswa na say enye M1 mine kra menka. Eno de that is not. Countries are developed. If we are see baby our development KCSE on. No credit, the truth should be our mantle.
Let me see.
Very important.
Let me see.
If I disagree with the president on a particular matter, and no say me tanya buying. No, first and foremost, me 2020, President Frame said me buan na campaign. Say okay.
Yeah.
Me need to call all the 275 constituencies. Timi do party no. Considering what had transpired before. Me musa asem aden attach any condition me say me boa because me party from Nkola Brim na me de me ho boa for e some party 1992 ana obi e dwane asoja ni tie so se na mpanimfo ye po obi agina television mu kra aboderu ama NPP na mpanimfo nyina tie ase na mo de tie ase o mo nya sa akokodro no me se me de me ho boa for e sa time na me ye adwuma wa ban adwuma Ghana Highway Authority under military leader. You are talking to someone who has a character, who has shown long, dedicated service to this political tradition. I believe in the values now. Now, make cancer same way a year ago. So, Osha is election results 2016. Now, Osha 2020 there. Parliamentary advantage of 63 seats disappeared. Popular vote of 1 million was half to 500,000. It says even the first term, Ghana for Kayasem actually said the air cost, they were not entirely enthused about it. And system BB. At that time, I was expecting that the president would have taken that on board. No what son and Sasu. Why? So what they
also son and son saying
that is change is good for governance. Reshuffling, changing.
No, but according to him,
because football coaches, even when your team is doing well, you demand more. Touchline even when they are leading by 3-0, you demand more from your team. It's not good enough as president to say you are satisfied with what your team is doing. Wait, my catch them, sir, inside. But Abontin there, you should demand more from them. Raise the bar, set higher standards, and give them targets to achieve. So, say if we lull into a sense of business as usual, let's just say, NIC 2020 or 2024, you're going to It is important. Say, yeah, party for dedicated patrons. Yeah, the Emrant Brumi na to Hama party. We shouldn't sit back and look at our chances to win the election endangered. If you say maybe because we that is the kind of politician we need to build in this country. I don't believe in Kasana more can't say who can be big to the only thing I talked about was the economy. And I was right. By now, as you are saying, it went as far up as 16 and now it's down to 12 or say 11. So on the mission. But you need reasonable stability in your currency management, forex management. And sign away to me to be able to predict the way you plan your economy.
It's
very important.
Campaign in Senate delegates now target your but the NPP with chance. Is it really? Do you really have a chance?
Every third election is very difficult. Obianye be in this Fourth Republic.
Okay.
And even now that we know what has happened in the world, we have to admit that there's been a downturn we are seeing now. And things are even economically more difficult. Into adding. And Ghana has, if you look at the arrangement of the political strengths now, two main parties. Of course, me the Mijidis NPP are also seeing NDC for. But that's why it's important. Say your base should always be energized. So when you reduce apathy, Kenya will give ourselves a chance of winning. But it's a tough election anyway. And that's why I've said to many people, because delegates I believe more of the same or business as usual will not work for the NPP in 2024. After 16 solid years of Akufo-Addo and Bawumia at the top of the party, because once you are elected as president or presidential candidate, you become the de facto leader. That's what it is. And with your vice, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, that is a good 16 solid years. Change the year and say a year. Now I do not buy one my chakebe. It's been 16 years. I think now, when I listen to the party people, they want a drastic departure from the status quo. Because we need new energy, new ideas, a new team. Until when I talk about a new dawn, that's what I'm new direction, new dimension. We cannot continue as business as usual. Mimi Obia, one of the first pillars of my 6-point plan, is to downsize the government. I've always been against large government. Even when I was I'm called Kwabina AGYAPONG. Please. So, it is a mechanism show. I want you to look at me and my record. Me say I'm called me friend Kwabina AGYAPONG. My word is my bond. It means no na kasa. You don't have to make any references bia. They hear say me makwa abamuda, nyese bia me nkwa abamuda. Masum mampeni Kufu for close to 6 years as press secretary to the president and presidential spokesman. It is at the rank of a minister. Inti me ka asema minim dia meka, manko amamu mu say me kope bibia di. I believe in the triple S doctrine. Say wokosom koye dwumaden. Nka ubeka se bia 6 years ke bia me kosisi ya na kototo ma anya no sa. Because I believe we should set an example for the younger generation. That is what we need in this country right now. Second thing, to restore law, order, and discipline, enforce discipline, compliance for rules and regulations in our country. Nima pi koso kruma, boka se mrakwa enye adwuma. Now unam kruma obo krat me the trip of sign no dey go kuka akwem. Obi anya no hwe obi anka bi 2 years.
And there's assemblies.
Highways. So they are directors of highways, they are regional directors, and they are district directors. Ubi actually ubi asunda. Imposing law, order, and with it a drastic penalty regime. Ghana, ubeti Auditor General's report. Sika se yafa ubi nsase, sika we aira, we say. Okay, kani nyina boma. far in excess a door so since sika ye nam IMF for ekoji. So when I talk like this, I mean what I say. Inti, for us as Ghanaians, we cannot afford business as usual.
What would you say if somebody says, what type of campaigning are they buying? Or what they will be kinds of flag bearer? Unya message and fan campaigning because one kasawa buying what to trouble.
You are wrong. First and foremost, Debbie. No media for no. That's why you are called the fourth estate of the real. You are not allowed to say the MOPB because if you say question now
what will you say if delegates and cancer say because say what to trouble it looks like
men to abonti men kasema
want to trouble what
me cancer many president in adwin on one thing and just a trouble. Are we not Democrats? Are we not Democrats? We are. So I'm allowed to express my opinion. And you are not. Oh no. You are not the delegate, and you should not.
I am not. So I'm. No questions. I'm a demo way.
Me just say. And my delegates.
I've spoken to some of them.
Mr. So I speak to them, and the majority of them are telling me that they want a new energy, fresh ideas. New face, vitality and energy for the next 8 years. And I think I fit that bill.
Some also tell me somebody like Dr. Baumia was there. Court. So if you are looking at loyalty, somebody, and what he says, and he said, or some said he was some years, governor. This is the time he's also bringing his own.
You can't use Kofi. We should let truth be our mantle. Say political leaders and no cray. Die. Asema all kind. Me say all kind. I am in because it is not true. When you say and no cray all kind. Say ye dwane. And technically it is wrong. When you say no cray. First and foremost, of course. On the genesis of the case in court in 2012, and the electoral commission at the time. Do you know what happened? That election results was curtailed for 48 hours. Unim, Satan no. He only came in after the party national council took a decision. Said Yebeko court. Yebeko court. Candidates Akufo-Addo. And he is part of the ticket, and then the chairman and general secretary of the party. Those are the ones, they are the plaintiffs. So when you go and make your case, you have to go and defend it. And this assembly, and yes, and it is wrong. I was very disappointed that he made such a comment. Say, it is not true. Party never asked anybody. And in any case, the genesis of that court case, it's very different from the case that was presented in court. I was at the electoral commission when the impression was being created. Say, nanado figures, votes be at the ama. That's how I made the complaint to Afarijan, and then we had to curtail the delivery of results for 48 hours. That was the beginning. That was the genesis. And if they want us to go through all that, I have the documentation to put it together. But suffice it to say, enya no krese obetimi akogina ho penimu no akogina party fo enim say ye pe mema no obi adwane why na be pe mema no obi dwane national council on a decision was taken. Say okay, yemfa asem no enko court, yemfa case no court. Now who are the plaintiffs? The ones who are on the ballot. It's Akufo-Addo, then candidate, Akufo, now president, on an advice. And then the chairman and the general secretary, Jake and Sejon, who are the two principal officers of the party. Inti totally erroneous. Enya no creda. Inti mo onyai sa asem na all can. Number two, it is also not true. Say President Kufuor and the KOFI no Bank of Ghana. It's not true. We came into office in 2001 and I was President Kufuor's press secretary. Ye buy no na Dr. Kwabina AGYAPONG governor. President Kufuor in his very democratic way, while Muvuno, Omano, we in a time, good do for any day, Dr. Baumia, a bar bank. Entitos after do for call, you know, and your KOFI Paul Aqua, free IMF. Your friend is a governor. Sad time now, Dr. Baumia, our research department. Into no I said the PA, to almost back Castler. That was how I got to know him. Okay. No dinner, no cranny books. Almost meetings with the president. And I sat in those meetings. So it is not correct. Into who person says, we are more a banker, not we a party. So I can't say the time on far no end this no power. Until because I will end this. If you want to extend that argument, at what point was he employed at the Bank of Ghana? Was it during NPP time or NDC time? And that argument should not even be used. I'm surprised that Obeka Sasem and yet in Okre. Of course, in 2006, our president Epeso appointed deputy governor. Or no, president demand. That's fine. That's okay. That's the truth. I believe in proper record of history. These had distortions and microphone be number or can say more emphatic. So, but that is not what is important.
But Nanado de we say explanation what can now the naka home. Nanado Baomia, meaning say untimi ntwene home free mercy be akoso this time. He also says he was still learning. Now he's a man of his own.
No, I don't think that this discussion should. It's about my vision for this party.
No, I'm coming there. I'm coming to. Yeah. Vision they watch the S's and all that. I'm looking at the contest now. Cecilia.
Contest here 10. Any nipa bako.
I will come, but key no. I don't know if you even agree. Key per public opinion.
The Catholic, the media for no. Because first now say 2 horse race.
No, Dr. Baumia, Alan Kennedy, AGYAPONG.
First, they must start to say 2 horse race. Because me can say the 2 de facto or by default because politically we are vice president, we are number 2. It's only normal that you want to aspire so become number 1. Uber electorally, so Alan Shemati, he has been second to Nanado from 2007. Until why second to Nanado niwa on to be aspire to. So it is normal. Okay. So, and then they have had visibility for the last 7-8 years. Yeah. So apart from say, until those advantages are there, won't mean deny. Yeah. So I've been around politics for so long. Underdogs win. So me say John Oko. Paul say baby. I massively defeated him on my hospital bed in 37. Me with deep roots of party. Nipa recognize ejumaden maye to huache mason in difficult days. Na we asesa bibi adwo that time no ko meeting go agent so dodge and so me akola me see me de me ho bobo afore. So the party people, they know that, but the decision is theirs. Hey, abade ekoto president Kofo ne kai me boss o say ento so aba enfifre bi nti wo da yenyan kan ya untimi hu de obewani. So of course, the media like yourself have been cultured to present this as a 2-horse race. And
public opinion. What is happening?
Public opinion based on what evidence?
Based on speaking to some of the delegates. Anyway, the names that pop up.
I don't think you are speaking to delegates. Look, super delegates right now. One year, the 275 constituency chairmen, the 272 regional executives, the 137 members of parliament. These are the 3 big blocks. Then
which one of the blocks they declare for one of the candidates? Parliament.
It's just a declaration.
Meaning
you cannot tell. I believe that till the votes are cast and counted, don't rule anybody out. You wake up on the wrong side of your head. So I want to be very cautious and respectful of the delegates. Especially with the super delegates. These are the top of the party. And then the 3 from the 27 international branches, making up 81 delegates from the international branches. Council of Elders, some year 30. And na omo do omo share a party initial registration ase. No me 123. Omo nyinyi PA film about less than 40 or less than 30. And we are still working out that register with the elections committee. And our members of National Council. Of course, National Council there we have regional reps. Regional reps to the National Council. Almost betu abanibi. So now when say these are the elite of the party, I have hope and confidence. Say they know the values of the party in party braya break.
You feel they can be bought?
I don't think they should allow themselves to be bought. Because I've said it before, we should not allow monetization and materialism to take over our political space.
Is it because you don't have money now to give out? Others are doing
Even if I have it, I won't give it out. Why? It's disrespectful.
So,
me just say, disrespectful, so person talk of why. That's my view. That's my philosophy on politics. And no one say me could share any part, be on more transport, kakra, 200 cities, be on no far car freeway, be a beshia, and no demand, no just me person to why. No. But the kinds of figures and conformable in me, I'm surprised at it. Most says can I won't misuse it. I know about prudent use of money. Some men says can I mean to musa. It is important. Say Ubi our party a patriot of the party. Sa values are making one. And no say here. So it's time to vote for values, principles, not money.
So you think they'll go and look in number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6 near trauma. Maybe your opposition or 6 how are you marketing it? Maybe that
say,
one.
Oh, can number no? Oh, say no, part of political. I would say nika. Ubi abe find they will be explaining.
What they find it? 6.
Oh, I think there's been a strange coincidence. Say me Independence Day born until me 6 March.
Where your politician?
So,
and
that's how checking me a year. 6 March. And the damn launching my campaigns, it was 11th of July. The balloting. So my 6-point plan for Ghana. To me, no, the air Yankupoma pick number 6. It's a strange coincidence.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, these things are part of Nkofobeki Kam. Now, Ukan, Ubia or the Obeka. But number 6 class, I as a maestro. Who know Ujira midfield now distribute to Ubia. So, Kofi, I know the can't the idea grow, but on a serious note, the choice of their future, no, at that delegates. Says you can say more Keminia. Obima Uska, Chim by 4 years. Let's say Chim by 365. Never 1 day scan on the value. And then scan also the man you are a delegate. A delegate which can brought from now Sisan. You have been delegated responsibility to represent the catchment area. And Tinya will represent it. So the says cannot koja uno chana. Intisa materialism in politics is something that we should discourage, we should debunk and condemn. And yeah, the papa.
Mopati, let me come to this issue. How are you going to deal with this matter of Yemame Dapaah Sikane Gunifie and Raya Sign, another lawyer or flag staff or presidential staffer? On also Sikaya ye free ne trunk no fee dollars plenty on
counter. I can't show say politics. It imposes a huge responsibility on you. Say, Ose Obesumo mine, and you are a political figure. There are sacrifices that you have to make, and there are standards that you have to meet. And that's what I look at in leadership. I'm very passionate about it. As political leaders, one of our major problems has been to try and bring everybody into the formal economy. So without even talking about the source of the money and me, I think, say, we want to encourage all Ghanaians to be part of the formal economy. So it's a bit disappointing that this should happen because we are government officer. We encourage you, so it becomes part of the formal economy and it's available to the banking system for all of us who may need use of it. if you don't need use of it. And that, for me, is the downside. Because I think we cannot preach one thing and do another. As government, as political leaders, it took Ghanaians a long time to have trust again in the banking system because Rollins by obesity 50,000. It took a long time, for time and son and for, you know. Yeah. And I think as a political leader, as a minister of state, you swear your oath to your country, to serve your country to the best of your ability, you have to display some of these virtues. That's all I want to say about that.
Like I said, Sikano economy $1 you can't really point at one person. Ministers, people in government, we also heard them.
Maybe I wouldn't know media. I can't show them person. I think once you elect to become a politician and a political leader, there are certain standards you should not fall below. And there are certain virtues. Niema papa bia ese da woni so. Na se wo stress obia fa ne niema nkoba. We should formalize the economy there. Then it imposes even a bigger responsibility on you to do so. That's what I can say about that.
Will you people make people more contested? Yeah. Will you come out intact? Because the bigger race is ahead.
Yes, it is true. And no, kahona didi ahonkoma nipa bi so are presenting say a gang. There be. Look, me share contest here. Me my chair party I was there from the get-go and impenifo ni nyina na start here. A die nanti Africa kumle me akoje interim certificate. Na me kan. And that original ina ya sign nipa 123 me copy. DJ Darocha, first party chairman. No man me copy. So Abrante or DHH. Me the way job. Me knew what that you always keep it. So I have custody of some of these things. We have values as a political party. Enti me share a preku me huno around that time go to February no close to prof no by in 1992. Me so there be any prof in ti minim no. Me ne no som e ko first time so 207 so in a contest near contestants. So I've known Apreku for a long time. He's a visitor to my house. I visit him a lot. Me call Nigeria, time on Nigeria. Now me executive director, Ghana Institution of Engineers. Me call engineering conference because so we are that close. Boy Cheja, oh you senior one fancy. So them too. Minimum no. Me a press secretary to President Kufuor. Me call Washington. Me no. E be share. Dinner. He's somebody I know very well. He comes to my office, I go to his house. And we are not enemies. We shouldn't be. Jogate. Me in the conference. On the me mate no. Me ni nyina na. We all from one, no from two. But somebody told me was 6-4. Some of them children. And a lot of them ye ni me ho. So, and we should not create the impression. And so far now, apart from a few remarks I've had to make just because I wanted to clarify history, I think that there's no need to attack anybody. Vision, me say, baby, one, we need to cut the size of government. Not only that, I want to see the Supreme Court, a cap on it. I also want to remove the retirement age because another 10 years. Why do you put him on retirement? We cannot appoint him for double whammy for a struggling economy. There are certain things I want to see changed. The separation of powers, the provision and my president Cecilia and say appointing majority from parliament. I don't think it has worked for us. You been clear separation to America and to say, oh, House of Representatives, on cabinet. Do you want semba? Obetimi aka here because they say nipa nim there. It say go to amansa. Only nipa na te parliament or the bia na mo koba. Or the na there beto. You can't scrutinize it well because nipa no. So, yes, we the Ghanaian people we lose a lot. So those are some of the major changes I want. So I'm talking about policy. Niema me ba me cutting the waste in the public sector. Public procurement ecoso Ghana atrocious. Adia I say they are buying 5 cities. They are buying 20 cities, 30 cities. It is happening. Yes, it be the public procurement. And all it does is keeps giving certificates for selective tendering. I think that President Agyapong will take a critical look at the existence of that body. There are many things that radically, in my view, should change. So my lineup of ministries, I've reconfigured it to the 19 as prescribed by the Constitution. And I have only one deputy for every minister. To the 16 in the country, you have a team of 54. And I think a country of 31 million people, 54 should be fine. A ministerial team. So I'm talking about what I would do, my vision for the country. I've talked about urban regeneration and rural development. On my no team. Even the way we live.
If you become the president and you have a finance minister like the office is here, what will you have done? I mean, because I'm a very principled person. You can't one day look at Ghanaians and say, we will never. I mean, it is there. People are showing it. Then within a couple of weeks or so, you make a full U-turn and say we are going, and you are trying to justify it. There's nowhere in this world this is accepted. You have to have the dignity. Go back to the president and thank him for giving you our opportunity. Well, whatever the case may be, I mean, it's whether resign or be fired. If I was the president, I would have taken action a long time ago. We need decisive leadership. And we don't talk about leadership enough in our country. Because our mind is to say, yeah, the super fancy. In fact, my kind of baby, praise singing and hero worshiping has become an industry. People eat from it. So, when you see a more position, you see an uncle for go. You do, I see a two for now, so you my dear, the amount. You have a bomb with the baby. That should change. Say, minister, or call a vetting. Now, him for 2 months. Nipa DH, are they? It's wrong. And you see, we have become a very celebratory people. Yes, I need to most media will KOFI TV will come because we go the them who none in one bedrooms. I didn't know we. First, who was Kakra person the Bachelor Ghana? And then people have become very showy. So that level of humility and modesty. Ghana for city and now media, I want that a return to the basics. The new thing I'm welcome, saying Yankopon Bishraso, Ghana for Gidi or money at Obama. Now I will lead with such examples as I mean, I say a free or mine. Command the baby or
that's right.
26 and back.
Yeah.
You did you home coma, you pray and I say 5 no way to me across it.
I can't.
Ujidi, so you kind 5 on 5 on a movie.
I'm the only one amongst the 10 that has contested a national election in the NPP and won. Until that counts for something.
Okay.
That counts for something.
Grassroots base.
Yes, strong.
NPP Eda Wakomaso and Ghana Eda Onofoso. Like I say, NPP will much in Ghana. Is that it?
Minia, oh, Yendi, no, they are the Abraham.
But when you have a nice open,
oh, they hear say NPP, a vehicle, a be developed Ghana. Political parties are a tool. Say it's not an end in itself. To me, I'm Ghanaian first and foremost.
Are you disappointed in Nana Akufo-Addo?
It is not for me to pass judgment.
No.
That is my look. It's my party. There are times I share my views on certain things. I said before, it is almost a novelty. Having been a historian of democracy and politics, said to go 7 years without a major reshuffle. Because change is a tool that you use in management. Now, that's something he hasn't done, which I disagree with him. He has the president, on the vote to me, but I also have the responsibility to share my views on that. I disagree.
What he has left.
What is important is that me can say maybe I want tini. Ghana for mama yellow card that.
Sir.
Yes.
Mama NPP yellow card.
Now if you have a 63 seat majority and that disappears to 0 in one electoral cycle, okay, be actual.
Okay.
So it is not for me to pass judgment. That judgment will be passed in 2024. I'm hoping that we will elect a leader like myself, signifying a new dawn, a new lease of life for Ghana, a new dimension, a new direction. Metimia Kenya ye party for no at the grassroots to energize the base and rejuvenate the masses, so that disconnect na aba oko be na party for so they feel a certain distance from the top. A bit my bridges are up and restore the confidence and the trust that Ghanaians have in our party and in fact in the whole political architecture. Because they don't need to be kasa. Him that the big crowd have been mukoboku. So I'm saying, hey, yeah, dear, near Mrantiana, could see Kroma. We lived under the curfews. Close to 500 people disappeared, died somewhere, and not accounted for as we speak. Who dear Miss Remo? Will be a Mosubi Krada. Let's not take the democracy we have for granted.
Okay, when you be more kasasa.
Oh yes, me can publicly, especially some young boys be kasa sa. It too harmful. No some baby be on June 4th. Man can say, hey, it's that date now moka faba. You are going to rake old wounds. More change date no June 20 something. Yeah. So, because in bra, you be personal loss. So, nipa Ghana for me brave. Intermediate. Whilst our politicians and our current leadership should not take Ghanaians for granted, any mandate, and we also should hold their feet to the fire, whether we are NPP or NDC. It's not only the duty of the opposition to speak the truth or to put the feet of the government to fire. We have to do our internal soul searching. So, baby, I told you, man, the over-politicization of the public services. I mean, Uko police mu yes we NPP we NDC. Uko soldier papa.
Open secret.
It is wrong. We've got to discourage that and make sure they have been given a job to be professional and to serve their country. Nyese mo de bibia mo se sa na tientini so. Mo ka hon media no. Because here na mo so mo jeje na mo jeje so as if say in this country
say open secret no.
Well, in this country right now, wrong is being adopted as normal. There's a near man, you're fan of sanity.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. Mr. Nyankopo and Sana may say, Omuame Naminko campaign. Because me person Mr. At least me and me be and Sana Yamebe frame to be able to break the conscience of Ghanaians. Say intimin continues or don't I say the answer to your kumaso. That sense of patriotism and nationalism, because ayira wo memu obi epe materialism obi epe ono nko adi bibi me hu baby kura so a ye dey ko now we as political leaders say ye ya amfasa subampa ansesa nkola na free echire ba na nchirima na then we are going to leave them with a terrible legacy because they say obi enyeska we don't even ask the source of the money free and so near start hailing so enti amang mrantie ni nyina obusan sa den no person of politics a say officer hono kwan a obefa so a obeye yi ntem me akola me koye adwuma Ghana highways me yire me hu se me ba beye deputy chief executive and chief executive o highway authority enti ene me hu se aban ba na president ba na okofa obi free baby only experience in that institution so on my head there although he has a political authority to do so. I'm not very happy, especially with some of the very technical institutions. Oh, let me show you. And these are all being destroyed because of political patronage. And yet,
finally, will you campaign on the achievements of this government if you become
I always prefer to go and work with our future.
Okay, so you
the vision.
It's because you
I haven't said that. They may catch on and say this government has done a lot of good things. Yeah, let's not.
Definitely it should be.
That's also a question.
It may be some
headline. I believe in going forward. I always, that's why I'm talking about my vision of a new dawn.
Old farm, the old farm,
the very frontal decision to have this free SHS was a good one. Although it has to be tightened up and look at the revenue streams. Not only there, I'm even more worried about basic schools, because in the basic schools, especially the state basic schools, because I say, and so you may call from one, meaning for free siakwa, ele, and then be share one fancy. No more being so. Indeed, there are a lot of things I want to see changed. What can road network, especially the amount of roads are banway attaching. I'm a civil engineer with some level of experience in that. And I appreciate what has been done. My worry is, one, sometimes whether there's value for money. Okay. Number two, whether there's a maintenance program to back it. And you will be afraid of defects liability period. Because you're the amount. That's a defense liability. Now, within 2 years, let's start to say, just award the move. But Matisse, increases our defense liability. To be who's a crime bill to two. I say who's a contractors now, they go back and repair it. So, the health infrastructure is being put up a lot. But sometimes it's not the brick and mortar and dining here. The services that you deliver to the people.
So you're going to campaign on free SHS, roads, and health.
I'm going to campaign on a new dawn, my vision for a new Ghana, for the Ghana is a reorientation of our values, a recalibration of our values. And not for me, Ghana, they are practicing all sorts of economic models, free economic reform, structural adjustment, HIPIC, why. We haven't arrived at where we should, because there's been poor implementation and lack of enforcement of law and order and discipline, and no compliance of rules and regulations in our country. Until the next 50% of the national security budget, I'm told, is being used to look after the areas that are in lands and chieftaincy conflicts. I didn't try. And the galam say in this animal. Why? Meanwhile, public officers who've been paid to work and have the framework, safeguard the framework of governance in our country. Intermediate, I will be a very firm, decisive leader. If somebody has to go and heads have to roll, it will happen. And I'll push.
Obibaka said, TB my government, if it will even cost my government, I'll fight Galamsey. From Pomwatin, the report about now black voter is under threat and it's even out of hands. And the okay, I would say, even the government, but we are here.
So you have to make a choice. Okay. You have to make a choice. And maybe I may can't damn any swadi no. Say Emren Swan, Munya Gideon. My word is my bond. I've been in government before. I was press secretary to the president for close to 6 years. I didn't go chasing after state lands or building myself houses, because I believe in service and sacrifice for the common good. That collegial mentality, say, you've got to elect somebody. We have to hope for the best. And I'm trying to assure the Ghanaian people, say, most mamia, I will do exactly as I'm saying.
When you have a question, be beside the late, and I say, Mr. President, have you been tamed by the presidency? People thought say it was a useless question, but now that question keeps playing in our minds. Then another we knew, say, pressure for 3 seconds, obey uses here. He was tamed by the presidency. What makes you different? Say you will not be tamed by the presidency. That's it. What's not so I say on no.
Sir, wait and see President Kwabina AGYAPONG.
Yes.
Independent yapode, yarewa na adokuri nipa. Ni afri edidio, ni benche weduane bia, starch bia, carbohydrates. No, now so wakasa wo say, wo didi akasa. Apomede, ahode, true green foods. If you're not purposely enumere, ubetimi do want to true green foods on kwaso. Say enuania, we hear se ubeti na a preventing and webi et say hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, and all sorts of metabolic diseases, say stroke, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and in a so and one need true green foods. A busu wo US ho pese wait so etikakra and now we maintain no kono true green foods na ebeye ho ma na ye fe didu obi afre
703 300 5039 and 703 670 3640.
True green foods apomezin kwara chum.
Stop, spend. Hello people, now Tap Send is finally in New York. You thought we are not coming there. We are in your place. So what you have to do is to make sure you send money to Ghana. If you are in New York, families and friends in Ghana are waiting for you. Don't send it. All you have to do is to put in your information, sign up on the App Store or Google Play Store, and then you tap and send. New York, we are live and in charge, no excuse. So make sure now you use Tap Send to send all the money you want to send to the families in Ghana. You know what I mean? Tap Send. It's secure, it's fast, and it's convenient. Open day. Did I mention my name? My name is Calabos. The only boss. Wait, what then?
Download Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Hello, love.
Gary, do you have Mommy's parcel for her big day?
The shipping company says it will take 1 month.
A month? Gary, use Rapid.
Rapid?
Rapid courier ships from the United States to Ghana and 9 other African countries within 3 to 5 days. Log on to rapidgroup.com, buy, ship to us, and we deliver right to your doorstep.
That fast? Yes, that's Rapid for you. Can you sign this?
I thought you only ordered Mommy's parcel.
No, I ordered a few car parts too.
Are you too busy to shop? We will shop for you. Rapid also has a luggage delivery service, so you can make that extra luggage and we will deliver at the lowest rate. Locate Rapid Courier on the Spinters Road off the Lekma Road.
Rapid Courier, just shop, we deliver. Enjoy.
Malata African market, and I'm Papa. African market.
Order for so blonze ha. Now open African market. Papa didra. Mwakuma to yemu dia. Malata African market. Edemu sronko. Smoked fish, meat, dry fish. Sao kenki, rice, yam. Fufu flour ni nnuane ahodo free Africa. Afei, ye want to ma papa. Bowire kente, adamase kente. Ahweni ahodo. Ani nneoma bebre. Na wobenya wo Malata African market. Hwehwe ya chi akwan ene number e wo screen so. Malata African market. African market mu King Kong.
Malata African market. And I'm Papa. African market. Malata African market.